Hello class 11. Welcome to the online tutorial sessions for statistics. Today we are going to finish our second chapter, which is meaning, scope and importance of statistics, which is the second chapter of your statistics. Now we had already completed almost all the topics. Now today we are here with the remaining two topics which are left. Let's start with the limitations of statistics. Now students, each and everything of this world are having some sort of demerits or some sort of limitations or some disadvantages. Now today we are going to talk about the disadvantages, the demerits of statistics. Now let's start with the first limitation, which is statistics does not study qualitative phenomena. Now statistics only deals with the numeric figures. Statistics only deals with the data which has quantitative attributes. Now, statistics can be applied only on the problems expressed or stated in quantity or in numbers. Only quantitative data can be studied, or all the problems which can be expressed in a numeric form only can be studied under the statistics. Now, qualitative characteristics like honesty, beauty, poverty, welfare, health, they cannot be measured directly. They are not in a condition. These qualities cannot be expressed or measured directly in numbers. We can rank them. Definitely we can rank them according to their intelligence, according to their beauty, but we cannot express their beauty or honesty or any other qualitative expression with a number. You cannot. You simply cannot. So statistics does not study qualitative phenomena. Clear? Now the second one. Statistics does not deal with individuals. Now statistics only deals with aggregates. I gave you an example of total number of tigers in India and cow has 4 legs, or I have 2 cows. So this, I have 2 cows and I have 2 legs, cow has 4 legs. You cannot call this a statistics. For statistics, you need to call an aggregate, the collection of number, the total of something. That is known as aggregate, and statistics does not deals with individual figures. Statistics deals with the aggregates of facts or number. Importance is attached to such items. For example, marks of one student does not constitute stats. If I am taking your marks, only one student's mark, then in that case, that marks of that students are not considered to be statistics unless or until I gather other students' marks also. So in that case, statistics does not deal with individuals, it deals with the collection or aggregate of facts or number. Now students, let's come to the third one. Statistics can be misused. The data, the statistics can be misused, can be used for wrong deeds, for the wrong things. Now, statistics can be misused by ignorant or wrongly motivated person. If you train someone, if you motivate someone for the wrong deeds, then he will definitely make use of statistics by the wrong means. So any person can misuse it and draw any type of conclusion he likes. Suppose you are comparing your data with the previous years. Now you will take that previous year in which your performance was bad, so that you can compare your this year data in a positive manner. You should always compare your work with that year in which your work was average, your work was normal, so that you can compare, so the authenticity of your work can be judged. Likewise, the government compares their data every year, and the other administrator, other business personalities, they compare with their data to show people that they have improved. But in some cases they haven't. They just misguide people, they just misuse statistics so that they can fool the consumer. So it can be misused by ignorant, which is the person who has no knowledge about that, or wrongly motivated person who are trained to do misuse of statistics. Now let's come to the fourth one, which is statistical results are true only on averages. Now you cannot say that the data is accurate. No, you cannot say that. So in that case, if let's take an example. If average number of thefts, there are thefts going on in a city, average number of thefts in a town is 3 per week. Every week in your city there are 3 thefts every week. Now it does not mean that if 3 thefts have taken place on the first day, suppose the average of theft is 3 thefts per week. Now it doesn't mean that if all the 3 thefts have taken place on the first day of your week, then there won't be any other thefts on the remaining days. No, it's just a nuisance. So in that case, there will be no more theft that week. That is just an assumption, that is just an estimated. You cannot say perfectly that the statistical data is accurate. No, it isn't. So statistical results are only true only on averages. It's an average. It's not the accurate number. It is just an estimate. Fine. Now, fifth one, statistical laws are not exact. They are just laws. They are probabilistic in nature, only approximate and not exact. They are approximate, not exact. So you can say that statistical laws are not exact. The laws which are made with the help of statistics, they are probabilistic in nature. May or may not. It may happen or it may not happen. The proportion of that happening may be increased or decreased according to the scenarios. So it is only approximate and not exact. Now the sixth one is only expert can make the best use of statistics. For a normal personality, for a normal person, the human being, the normal human beings cannot use the statistics. These techniques can only be used by the experts as they are complicated in nature. Sometimes the statistics can be very difficult to understand. You must have seen the data regarding the corona spread, regarding the COVID-19. There is a graph they show. This is very complicated. You cannot understand it completely. So it can only be expressed, it can only be understood by the experts because they are very much complicated in nature. So that's our sixth limitation, which is only expert can make the best use of statistics. Now the last one, which is that statistical data should be homogeneous. Now when it comes to comparison, your data must be homogeneous. Your data must be of a same caliber, of a same quality. It is essential that data must be uniform, it must be similar and homogeneous. That the heterogeneous data are not comparable. If you are comparing height with weights, then that's an heterogeneous data. You cannot compare heights with weights. So you need to compare, if you need to compare height of some person, you need to compare the height with the height of that other person. In the previous video which I gave, the height of Akansha cannot be compared with the weight of Anshika. So in that case, you need to calculate the height of Anshika so that you can compare the height of Akansha. So that's all for the limitations. They are statistics do not study qualitative phenomena. Statistics does not deals with individuals. Statistics can be misused. And statistical results are true only on averages. Statistical laws are not exact. Only expert can make the best use of statistics. And the statistical data should be homogeneous. In case of heterogeneity, you cannot compare your data. Let's come to the last topic of your chapter, which is distrust of statistics. Now, this is one of the most important topics in your chapter. So let's start. Distrust of statistics. It means lack of confidence in statistical method and statements. As you already covered the topic limitations, due to some limitation and especially this point, statistics can be misused. There is lack of confidence for the people in the statistical methods and statements. You must have heard in the news channels, whenever you see the news channels, you always say, are they true? Or are they accurate? Are they realist? No, in that case, there is lack of confidence on the statistical method and on the statements. So what is the reason behind that? Why do we hesitate to accept those statistical methods and statements? What are the reasons? So the reasons are, first of all, unrealistic assumptions. You have already heard about the exit polls. Whenever elections goes on, there is one more poll which goes out of the voter booth. In that case, they ask few questions to the people who just gave the votes, and they ask to whom which they voted. So in that case, they assume on the assumption. The people who are telling them that I have voted for such and such party might be telling them the wrong information. So in that case, the unrealistic assumptions, they assume that they are telling the right thing. So the exit poll comes out, and sometimes the exit polls proves to be wrong. Now in that case, the second one, deliberate misuse of statistics. Sometimes people or companies or businessmen, they deliberately misuse the statistics to show their profits, to show their business shares that they are going into the profits and not in the losses. So they deliberately misuse the statistics. Now the third one is ignoring limitations of statistics. Sometimes there are few limitations, such as it is true only on the averages and it cannot study the qualitative phenomena. In that cases, you cannot accept those statistical data because they do not have the qualitative and they are not accurate. They are just the approximate digits. They are not exact digits. So they ignore the limitations. Now in some cases, the wrong application of statistical method. Sometimes instead of calculating median, they calculate the mean, and when correlation is required, they apply different method so that they can improve their number, which can affect the consequences. Now let's talk about the conclusion. What's the conclusion of all this? Now I must say the fault does not lie with the statistics. It's not the fault of statistics. If statistician misuse data, then the fault purely lies on the statistician and not on the data. If the statistician is using the data in a wrong manner, then it's not the fault of statistics. It is the fault of statistician. Let's take an example of a knife. Knife can be used to cut throats, and knife can be used for cutting vegetables and fruits also. So it's not the fault of the knife. It's the fault of the person who is holding that knife. So like that, the statistician misused data and the fault purely lies on the statistician and not on the data. Now students, I want you all to take a screenshot of this board. So let's take a screenshot. Take a very neat and clean screenshot. Pause this video and take a screenshot. Fine. I guess you all have taken the screenshots. So students, that's all for this chapter. In the next video, we'll start with the new chapter. Now that's all for this video. See you soon.